This is Xavier with Gotta Be Mobile, and this is the iPhone 10. This is Apple's first all-new iPhone design in years, and I'm really excited to take a closer look at this phone. The one thing I'm not so excited about is the price. Apple charges $999 for the entry-level 64GB model, which, if you're getting a phone this expensive, 64GB just is not enough. They're charging $1,149 for this model, which is a space gray 256GB model. Unfortunately, I was only able to buy it at Best Buy, which tacked on another $100. So this is one of the most expensive iPhone 10s you'll see, $1,249. Is it worth the money? I hope so. Let's take a closer look at the iPhone 10 and see if it might be worth it for you. So just to take a closer look, you can see that there is a slight raised area of the phone on the box itself, which is actually a nice little touch here to make it three-dimensional. Let's go ahead and open up the box and see what's inside of here. And as usual, we run into Apple's designed by Apple in California slogan and regulatory info and basic setup instructions. Let's go ahead and open this up. And you might laugh that Apple needs to include instructions in this day and age after 10 years of having the iPhone. But unlike other phones so far, the iPhone 10 is the first one to not have a home button. So you'll have to learn this new gesture to swipe to go home. It's got a little bit of info here about wireless charging, which is new to all iPhone 10 owners. That is unless you're somebody that bought an iPhone 8 or 8 Plus while you're waiting for the iPhone 10. And a little description about the Lightning connector. That's about it on this little instruction manual. Oh, you do have Face ID. That's all new. So you don't have to actually press anything to unlock your phone. You just show it your face, and you don't have to use a passcode or Touch ID anymore. This phone does not have Touch ID. You do get a SIM card ejector tool, and then you get a bunch of legalese on this sheet of paper that most people don't read. And you get a couple of Apple stickers. And of course you have the iPhone 10 itself. Let's go ahead and take it out of the box. I actually misspoke on my intro. I did not order the space gray version from Best Buy. I ordered my space gray version from AT&T. This is the silver model. And let's go ahead and take off the cellophane. And you can see that the back is glass. It's really shiny. One thing that's kind of interesting is that as I rub my fingers across it, it doesn't smear my finger oils as much as I would expect. Like as my jet black iPhone 7 Plus and some of my Samsung devices, they are just fingerprint magnets, so that's a good sign. You can see that there's an edge of metal around it that's sort of reminiscent of the older iPhone models. You've got a volume rocker here, up and down. You've got your mute switch, and it's still kind of odd to touch an iPhone and not have that home button. Up here you have the earpiece, Face ID camera, selfie camera, and on the back you have the pair of 12 megapixel cameras. You have the one that can shoot normal wide angle photos and the telephoto photos, and you have the True Tone flash. Really, really neat phone. Really feels different, finally. I have used the iPhone 6, 6S, 6S Plus, 7, 7 Plus, etc. for past several years, and I am so happy that this display is big, yet the phone is as small as an older iPhone 6 or iPhone 7. It's a little bit taller here. This is an iPhone 6S next to it, and you can see it's just about the same size. It's a little bit taller, just a little bit wider, but it is much smaller than my iPhone 7 Plus in terms of width. And even though I have big hands, this is going to be a really welcome relief. There's a little bit of extra. It's almost like a, let's see here, looks like about 1/3 of an inch wider. That really puts a strain when I'm using the iPhone 7 Plus compared to my iPhone 7. And I am just so happy to actually be able to give up this form factor after all these years. As you can see, when I put my thumb here, I can cover the nail on my middle finger or my ring finger here. By comparison with the iPhone 7, it is a real stretch to even touch my fingers, and this has actually caused some strain in my fingers when using this big phone. Back to the iPhone 10, and what's in the box is this 5-watt power adapter. This is just a shame. On a $1,149 phone that's capable of charging really quickly using power delivery technology, Apple should really throw in at least a 10-watt adapter. Instead, what you're gonna have to do if you wanna take advantage of the fast charging is buy a really expensive MacBook charger if you don't already have one. So really cool technology, but it's not right out of the box. Some people have asked why the iPhone X has an all glass back. Obviously, glass is much, much easier to break than metal like on the previous generation iPhones. But that's actually because there's some technology baked into the iPhone X that allows for wireless charging. You can buy a wireless charging pad from companies like Belkin or Mophie, and all you have to do to charge your iPhone is actually just place it on the pad to charge. Now, I know this is a real first world problem, but sometimes people will just put their phones on a desk or a table and the charger will be right next to it, yet they won't take that extra step of plugging it in. The charging pads make it a lot more convenient to just throw your phone on your desk, on your counter, on your table, and you're good to go. Now, one of the downsides of all these chargers is that they are not truly wireless in the sense that you still have a wire running across your surface. So in this case, this is a Belkin charger, and it's got this big adapter that you need to plug into the wall. And in some ways, it's kind of a pain because when you're not charging the phone, you've got this cord, you've got this little wall wart, and you've got this pad sitting out. So all in all, it's a lot more unsightly than just using what's in the box. This pad will charge your phone just as fast as this 5-watt adapter. Now that is not very fast. If you want truly fast charging, you're gonna have to go use your iPad or MacBook charger or go out and buy one. So that's the reason for the glass back. If you are nervous about breaking this, obviously you're gonna wanna put it in a case, buy a skin for it, and get Apple Care. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna activate this guy and get back to you with a closer look at the iPhone X and all of the apps. This is a really, really exciting day because like I said, it's the first truly new iPhone in years.